Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. This is Ozark Living, and today part 2 of our 2-part series where we're talking about short-term rentals and investment opportunities at the lake. Let's check it out. All right, hey guys, my name is Scott, and if this is your first time visiting the channel, welcome, thank you, and while you're here, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell, because every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm dropping a new video telling you everything you need to know about moving to or living in Lake of the Ozarks. We're also a group of licensed lenders and agents, so as much as I love making these videos, I would love even more to help you with your lending or real estate needs. So that number popping up below, I am the guy that'll answer the phone calls, the text messages, and the emails. If there's a question, a scenario, or just something I can do, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. In the meantime, this is part 2 of our series where we're talking about short-term rentals or long-term investment opportunities here at the lake. And go back to Tuesday's video where we talked about a number of different things. And the first and foremost thing that we talked about before was location, right? So that comes with anything in real estate: location, location, location. So with location, just understand that any lakefront property here at the Ozarks is going to be rentable. So no matter where you are on the map, pull it up, you got the head, neck, belly area of the dragon, you got legs and tails. Like, no matter where you are on this lake, your property will be rentable. However, if you do find a property that is up towards the lakeside, Village of Four Seasons, Osage area, it's just more rentable, right? Which means you can probably rent it for more days and at a higher number, right? So that is the congestion, that's the heart, that's where the retail and tourism area is. Hospitals, lakeside restaurants, all of those kinds of things. So you can rent any property anywhere. You'll just be able to rent those a little bit easier at a little bit of a higher price point. The other thing we talked about, is this purely an investment opportunity? So are we just doing investment financing? Are we buying it in cash? We're purely looking for an ROI. Other opportunities are going to be, hey, this is a vacation home for our family, and we just want to offset the mortgage payment when we're not using it. So if that's the case, make sure when you list it, book out your vacations, open it up to the rest of the time frame, and then when it is opened up, you're going to try to do things to incentivize people to want to rent your property over your neighbors. And so creating different price points during peak season and off-peak time frames, making sure your weekends are a little bit higher than your weekdays, giving them incentive or a discount for a longer stay. There's a lot of things that you can do to maximize your property. And then when you think about your property, are we talking single family homes? Are we talking condos? So there's pros and cons to both. Will help you with those conversations. And either way, with those properties, making sure if it does have an HOA, that the covenants of that HOA allow you to do short-term or long-term rentals. We would hate for you to buy a property down here and then realize that you're not able to put it on Vrbo or Airbnb. So those were things to think about and consider when we talked about our video and topic on Tuesday. And then obviously today we want to talk about a few more things. You know, and the first thing that we wanted to talk about is obviously the main reason why we would be doing this in the first place. And if it's from an investment standpoint, we are purely doing this to maximize ROI, gain profitability, earn residual income. We're looking for other people to offset the mortgage payment, all of those benefits. And even if it is a vacation home, right, we're doing that from a standpoint of, hey, we love to be in the Ozarks and we want to go down there and spend as much time as we can, but we also have a home in a different part of the country. And so when we're not there, we might as well open up our property and allow other people to use it so we can use that income to offset the mortgage payment. Now, if you don't need to do that, you don't need to. But for the majority of us, that's just a smart move. And so we are those, right? We have that lakefront property. We live our time in Colorado, as most of you know, but we want to spend as much time as we can at the lake during those peak seasons. But when we're not there, we open up our property to others to come and rent it out. And we have a single family home. And so when you think about the two different types of properties, single families or condos, our single family can be split up and sectioned off into a number of different ways, but we're doing it that way to help offset the mortgage payment, right? We're trying to ease the financial burden of the mortgage by allowing short-term renters to come in, use the property. We have a cleaning crew that will come in and flip it in between renters, and it's out of sight, out of mind, and we're just trying to, again, collect income to help offset the mortgage payment. By doing that, clearly you're doing it to gain income, build wealth, and we know from a portfolio standpoint, wherever we're investing our money, we should have some investments into 401k 401k and retirement accounts, maybe some stocks, but real estate is a great investment. It always has been. And so, having an owner-occupied home, and if you're thinking about a second home or investment homes, Ozarks is a great area to do that because you will always have this influx of people coming down to take advantage of the area. And so you have to maximize as much as possible during those peak seasons, and then you have to incentivize as much as possible in those off-peak seasons to gain as much income as you can on that property to help offset the mortgage payment. But as time goes on, year after year, month after month, you're making your mortgage payments, you're getting rental, but ideally that mortgage balance continues to go down because others are helping you pay that mortgage. Like, that's obviously one of the biggest reasons and benefits to doing short-term or long-term rentals is because other people are making that mortgage payment. So you own the property, you're gaining all of the equity and appreciation, yet somebody else is making the mortgage payment for you. So obviously a good benefit of that. And as time goes on, 15 years, 25 years, 30 some years down the road, that mortgage is now paid off. You have a gaggle of equity sitting there for your retirement stage. So a lot of people are using short-term, vacation homes or just purely investment homes as a retirement engine for the future. So when you hit 60 or 65 and you're ready to step away and walk away, you have however much money sitting in these rentals and vacation homes. And so obviously, if you can get it rented, you're doing it from hey, I'm trying to generate income on a per monthly basis. You're doing it to try to have somebody else make that mortgage payment or offset the cost of that property. And then the long game is obviously to have no mortgage or a very small mortgage when it comes time to retire. And when that time comes, you have all of this equity and cash basically sitting there that you could sell the property or reverse mortgage it back into your pocket. And so obviously a lot of benefits and advantages from a financial standpoint when we're trying to think about doing these short-term or long-term rentals. The other financial advantage to, this property or this opportunity is going to be the tax benefits. Now, I'm no CPA, and so I don't 100% know everything, but what I do know is by writing off the interest on properties has a big tax advantage at the end of the year. So we have our owner-occupied home, and we have, our vacation home, and maybe we have a rental property as well. Those three homes are going to absolutely be able to save you some tax benefits at the end of the year. So the majority of the time when we're thinking about doing these vacation rentals or long-term rentals, we're doing it from a standpoint of mainly a financial benefit or gain, right? We want to collect the monthly income. We want to use that income to offset the mortgage payment. We want somebody else to make that mortgage payment for as long as possible. As that payment continues to happen and that balance continues to go down over time, the value of the home continues to go up. So balance goes down, equity goes up, and then we love that from a standpoint of a retirement engine to where when we hit 60 or 65 or we're ready to slow down or step away, we have our single family home, maybe a vacation or a couple of rentals, right? Where we have a bunch of equity in those properties that we're able to leverage for retirement purposes. So sell them and cash out, reverse mortgage them, whatever that can look like, that will obviously help supplement your retirement years. And then along the way, you're gonna have all of those benefits of every tax season when you're doing the write-offs on these properties as well. So tons of advantages, tons of benefits. Obviously, we're all doing it from the same reasons. And so when you're thinking about any type of short-term rental or VRBO or long-term, go back to Tuesday's videos and watch some of those bullet points talking about the location of the property and where we're gonna put it. You can't go wrong in the Ozarks. So wherever that home is, it's probably gonna be rentable. However, depending on where it is, it could be more desirable if we put the property in the right spot. And with the property, we need to know, is this a investment home or is this a vacation home? Do we have a mortgage on it? And if so, we gotta maximize our ROI. We have to get the most out of this property as we possibly can. So when we're setting up that structure, we know that Memorial Day to Labor Day is our peak season. So we have to get as much out of that season as we possibly can. Maximize the weekends. So raise the price on the weekends, offset it during the weekday, give a discount for a 7 or a 10-day rental All those things will incentivize people to want to look at your property versus your neighbors. And when it's off-peak season, try to do something to incentivize a longer-term rental. Rent it for 2 weeks, rent it for a month, half off, whatever that could look like. You're trying to get any type of income you can in that off season. Whatever property we're looking at, we have to make sure if it's a single family home, if it's a condo, if it has an HOA, that the covenants will allow us to do short-term rentals. Again, we don't want you to buy a property and then find out later that you can't do short-term rentals. And it doesn't matter what property you're doing, if it's a condo or a single family home, with that rental game, it's about bedrooms and bathrooms. How many beds can we sleep? Is there ways to section off the property and get more eyes? So if you can get multiple listings for one property, you're gonna have more eyes and more attention. So those are some things to think about and consider as you're moving forward. And then again, of course, it's all about a financial return of some kind. If there's ways to have other people make that mortgage payment for you, help offset the cost of that mortgage, they're paying down your principal balance while the appreciation continues to happen. That's going to set you up for those later years in retirement. You might have your owner occupied, your vacation, a couple of rentals that are maybe low mortgages or could be free and clear. And so the offset for retirement in this scenario is a massive benefit. And of course, along the way, taking advantage of all the tax benefits is a huge perk as well. And so there's a lot of things to think about and consider. I know we just did a 2-part series and talking fast through it and just throwing out basically bullet points. But if this is something that you're thinking about and considering, understand that the Ozarks is a perfect place to do it. So I say it all the time, right? We are licensed lenders and agents. I love making these videos, but I would love more to have these types of conversations with you. So if you're thinking about a short-term vacation rental or an investment opportunity at the lake, that number popping up below, I am the guy that'll answer the phone calls, the text messages, and the emails. If there's a question, a scenario, or just more things that you want to talk about, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know. Until then, we'll see you on the next video. Bye. In the meantime, this is part 2 of our 2-part series. There are more rentable. Let me start that all over. Reach out and let me know. Take advantage of the I don't know where I left off, so I just have to piece it together. So we say it all the time, right? We are licensed lenders and agents. I love making these videos, but I love more to help you with your lending or real estate needs. How did I end that? We have to maximize those opportunities. We have to maximize those opportunities. We have to maximize those opportunities.